Have you ever felt that sharp, nagging pain in your knees or back and thought, is this just my life now? So many seniors feel trapped by aches that steal their joy and independence. What if I told you a common item in your kitchen, sodium bicarbonate, might be contributing to that problem if used incorrectly? It's true, but stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the powerful secret to using it the right way, a method that could transform your approach to healthy aging. If you're ready to reclaim your vitality, do me a quick favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below to let me know where in the world you're watching from. You see, we're not just talking about heartburn relief today. We're diving much, much deeper. We're uncovering a truth that has been quietly forgotten, overshadowed by expensive pills and complicated routines. This isn't a magic trick. It's about understanding how your body works and giving it a simple, powerful tool it needs to thrive. The journey to better well-being and longevity can start with something that costs less than a cup of coffee. The key is knowing exactly how to unlock its potential without falling into the common traps that can actually hinder your health. It's a secret that could genuinely change your quality of life. Let me tell you about a dear friend, a man we'll call Don Jose. At 76, he was the embodiment of what many seniors fear. His days were a constant battle with high blood pressure, persistent joint pain that made stairs his mortal enemy, and a deep, soul-crushing fatigue. His life had shrunk, confined by the limits his own body had placed on him. His happiness felt like a distant memory, and his dream of active, joyful longevity was fading with each passing day. He felt his independence slipping away, and that was the hardest pill to swallow. His routine was a familiar one for millions, a litany of doctor's appointments, a rainbow of prescription pills, and a pervasive feeling of malaise. He was doing everything he was told, yet his well-being seemed to be going in the wrong direction. The spark in his eye was gone, replaced by a weary resignation. He loved his family, but he felt like a burden, unable to fully participate in life and create new memories. This wasn't the healthy aging he had envisioned for himself. It was a slow surrender. One afternoon, completely by chance, he stumbled upon an online interview with a retired physician, a wise man named Dr. Henry. This doctor wasn't pushing a new miracle drug. Instead, he spoke of an ancestral remedy, a simple wisdom passed down through generations, the strategic use of sodium bicarbonate. The doctor spoke with such clarity and conviction about how this humble substance could support the body's natural systems, particularly in seniors, fostering a better quality of life from the inside out. Don Jose was, of course, deeply skeptical. Sodium bicarbonate? The stuff in the back of his pantry. He used for baking and cleaning. How could something so mundane possibly make a difference with his serious health issues? It sounded too simple, too good to be true. He'd been conditioned to believe that solutions had to be complex and expensive. Yet, a tiny flicker of hope ignited within him. With nothing to lose and a chance at regaining his independence, he decided to give it a try. The instructions from Dr. Henry were incredibly straightforward. No complicated rituals, no expensive equipment. He said to simply dissolve half a teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate in a glass of warm water and drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. That was it. With a shrug and a "why not" attitude, Don Jose began his quiet experiment the very next day, before his morning coffee. Before the daily news, he drank the simple solution, wondering if he was just being foolish. For the first few days, nothing spectacular happened. He didn't leap out of bed or suddenly feel 20 years younger. But then, about a week in, he noticed the first subtle shift. That persistent burning sensation he'd often get in his stomach after meals had vanished. The heavy, bloated feeling that used to weigh him down was gone. His digestion felt smoother, calmer. It was a small change, yes, but for him, it was the first positive sign he'd felt in years, a small step towards renewed well-being. Encouraged by this small victory, he continued his new morning ritual. Soon, other positive changes began to surface. He started sleeping more soundly through the night, waking up feeling more rested than he had in a decade. And then, the most impactful discovery of all, the chronic, throbbing pain in his knees began to subside. It wasn't gone completely, but the intensity had lessened. He could walk to the mailbox without that familiar, dreaded wince. This small, consistent, healthy habit was starting to yield profound results. This motivated him to dig deeper. What was the science behind this? He discovered a wealth of information explaining that sodium bicarbonate has a natural alkalizing effect on the body. Think of it like this. Many of the processed foods, sugars, and stresses of modern life can create an acidic internal environment. This acidity is a breeding ground for chronic inflammation, which many experts now believe is the silent, underlying root of countless health problems that plague seniors, from sore joints to more serious chronic conditions. What a powerful piece of the puzzle for his own health. If you're finding this story as fascinating as I do, take a moment to give this video a like. He learned that an acidic body is essentially an inflamed body, and this inflammation puts a constant, low-grade stress on every single one of your systems. It's like forcing your body to run a marathon every single day without a break. This chronic state of emergency is directly linked to the aches, pains, and fatigue that so many of us accept as a normal part of aging. But what if it wasn't? What if we could help our bodies find their natural balance, thereby reducing the very inflammation that causes so much distress and opens the door to greater longevity? Now, this is where it gets incredibly interesting for those of us focused on healthy aging and overall well-being. The knowledge Don Jose was uncovering wasn't just about temporary relief. It was about supporting his body's core functions for long-term health. That's why I'm so excited to tell you about our comprehensive guide, the Wellness and Aging Valuable Tips for Seniors ebook. It dives deep into these kinds of foundational health secrets, covering everything from nutrition to an active mind. It's the perfect companion to what we're discussing today. You can find the link to get your copy in the first pinned comment below. What Don Jose found next was a game changer for his understanding of aging. As we get older, our kidneys, the body's master filtration system, naturally become a little less efficient at clearing out acidic waste. This is a normal part of the aging process. This slowdown means that acids can build up more easily, creating that inflammatory state we just talked about. This puts extra strain on our systems and can be a major roadblock to achieving a high quality of life in our golden years. It was a light bulb moment for him. He even found legitimate, peer-reviewed scientific studies that backed this up. One study in particular showed that seniors with mild renal insufficiency, who were given a small, regular dose of bicarbonate, saw their kidney function decline much more slowly than those who didn't take it. This wasn't some anecdotal claim. It was documented science. The bicarbonate was acting as a helper, a buffer, giving the kidneys a little assistance in their crucial job of maintaining the body's delicate pH balance, a cornerstone of good health. So, the big question is, if this simple substance is so beneficial, why isn't it front page on news? Why isn't every doctor recommending it? Don Jose discovered the uncomfortable truth. It's a matter of economics. Sodium bicarbonate is incredibly cheap and widely available. You can't patent it. There are no massive profits to be made, no billion-dollar industry to be built around it. It's a classic case of a simple, effective solution being overlooked in favor of what is more profitable. This revelation was both infuriating and empowering. It made him realize that he had to be his own health advocate. The system isn't always designed to promote the simplest, most accessible solutions for our well-being. It's designed to promote what sells. This knowledge gave him a newfound sense of control over his own healthy aging journey, reminding him that sometimes the most powerful tools for our health and independence are the ones that have been hiding in plain sight all along. Now, this is the most important part of our entire conversation, so please listen closely. This is not about grabbing the box of baking soda and taking it like it's water. Absolutely not. The power of this substance lies in using it correctly and safely. It is a potent tool, and it must be respected. Overdoing it can lead to its own set of problems, and that's the last thing we want on our path to better health and happiness. Proper knowledge is key. The generally accepted dosage that researchers and advocates like Dr. Henry suggest is very specific, no more than half a level teaspoon, dissolved completely in a glass of water, typically on an empty stomach, and it's not necessarily something you should do every single day forever. Many experts suggest taking it for 5 days, then taking a 2-day break, listening to your body and how it responds. This is about gentle support, not a brute force intervention. And here is the non-negotiable golden rule. You absolutely must consult with your doctor before starting this or any new health regimen. I cannot stress this enough. If you have high blood pressure, serious kidney problems, or are on any prescription medications, talking to a medical professional like Dr. Henry or your own trusted physician isn't just a suggestion. It's a requirement for your safety and well-being. Natural does not always mean harmless for everyone. Your health is too important to take chances. Don Jose, armed with this knowledge and the blessing of his doctor, continued his simple routine. The results were astounding. At his next checkup, his doctor was amazed. His blood pressure was more stable than it had been in years, and his blood work showed a slight but definite improvement in his kidney function markers. The doctor was surprised, but Don Jose just smiled. He knew his simple, consistent, healthy habit was making a real, measurable difference. I hope this story is inspiring you. If it is, let me know in the comments. Within a couple of months, Don Jose was like a new man. His energy levels soared. He could climb a full flight of stairs without stopping halfway, gasping for breath. That constant fog of fatigue had lifted, replaced by a mental clarity he hadn't felt in years, contributing to an active mind. His entire demeanor changed. His happiness was radiant. He was laughing more, engaging more, and truly living again, not just existing. He was a walking testament to the power of taking control of your own health. His wife was the first to notice the profound shift. "What have you gotten into?" she'd ask, half joking. And, with a twinkle in his eye, he'd reply, "Just a little bit of baking soda, my love, and a whole new will to live." He was no longer just a patient. He was an active participant in his own longevity. His story began to spread, first among friends, then neighbors, a ripple effect of hope and curiosity. His grandson, seeing the incredible transformation, decided to share the story on social media. The response was explosive. Thousands of comments poured in from other seniors. "My grandmother used to do this. She always said it kept her light on her feet. My dad started taking it and his terrible acid reflux is gone." People were fascinated, sharing their own family stories and rediscovering this forgotten piece of folk wisdom. It was a beautiful reminder that sometimes the best secrets to health are shared, not sold. The most common question was, where do I get this magical bicarbonate? And the answer was always the same, beautifully simple. In any supermarket, in the baking or spice aisle. There was no mystery, no exclusive brand, no secret formula. What there was, the video revealed, was a collective ignorance, a societal forgetting of simple, powerful tools in favor of complex marketing campaigns. It showed that true independence in health starts with knowledge. This is the most empowering part of the whole story. When we understand the basic principles of how our bodies work, we stop being passively dependent on external solutions alone. The bicarbonate isn't a cure-all miracle. It's an ally. It's a tool, one of many that nature and popular wisdom have given us. It's about reclaiming a healthy habit that got lost amidst the noise of pharmaceutical advertising and the promise of a quick fix in a pill. Don Jose's experience transformed him. He started giving informal talks in his community center, not as a doctor, but as a living testament to the fact that you can influence your own aging process. "I don't just want to live longer," he'd say with passion. "I want to live well, with mental clarity, with strength in my legs, with a reason to jump out of bed each morning." His journey was about enhancing his quality of life, day by day. During one of his talks, an 82-year-old woman, leaning heavily on a cane, raised a trembling hand. "But what about the heart?" she asked, her voice filled with concern. "Does it help the heart too?" Her question quieted the room, as it touched upon a fear shared by many seniors. It was a question about hope, about the possibility of a healthier future, and the desire for continued independence. Don Jose looked at her with pure empathy and smiled. "When you reduce the inflammation in your whole body," he explained gently, "the heart doesn't have to work so hard. It's not magic, it's just logic." And he was right. We now know that chronic inflammation is a major silent contributor to heart disease. By helping to balance the body's internal system, the bicarbonate provides support, lessening the load on our most vital organ. It doesn't replace medication, but it strengthens the foundation of our health. And here's another fascinating layer that researchers are exploring: the potential link to bone health. An overly acidic internal environment can cause the body to pull essential minerals, like calcium, directly from our bones in an attempt to neutralize the acid. This can weaken our skeletal structure over time, making us more susceptible to fractures. This is a critical concern for seniors aiming for longevity and independence. It's amazing how a simple habit can have such far-reaching effects, isn't it? If you agree, I'd be so grateful if you'd hit that subscribe button to join our community. Think about it. A diet heavy in ultra-processed foods, sugars, and unhealthy fats, combined with poor hydration, creates the perfect internal storm. The body becomes a fertile ground for fatigue, pain, and disease. That's why the first step toward healthy aging doesn't have to be a radical, overwhelming diet overhaul. It can be as simple as re-establishing that lost internal balance with a small, consistent gesture each morning. It's a foundational healthy habit. This wisdom isn't confined to one man's story. In Japan, one of the countries with the highest life expectancies in the world, bicarbonate has traditionally been used for more than just digestion. They practice bicarbonate bathing. By dissolving it in a warm bath and soaking for 20 minutes, it's believed to help relax muscles, improve circulation, and detoxify the skin. It's a beautiful example of caring for the body from the outside in, as well as the inside out. A holistic approach to well-being. So why, after all this, does it feel like a secret known only to a select few? Why isn't this simple advice shared in public health campaigns or taught in community centers? The text suggests a clear, if uncomfortable, answer. What doesn't generate massive profits rarely gets promoted. This inexpensive powder can't fill corporate pockets, but it can fill your days with more energy, your mornings with less pain, and your journey with more hope. The story of Don Jose is a powerful reminder that our health journey is ours to command. It's not just about adding years to our life, but adding life to our years. It's about cultivating happiness, maintaining an active mind, and having the physical ability to enjoy our independence. Simple, consistent, healthy habits, like proper nutrition and daily exercise, are the cornerstones of this philosophy. The bicarbonate is simply one powerful tool in that toolbox. Today, Don Jose is 79. He walks without a cane, his mind is sharp, and his story, which started as a simple experiment, has become his mission. His grandson now runs a small channel dedicated to sharing these kinds of accessible health secrets, empowering thousands of other seniors to write their own stories of transformation. They are building a community dedicated to a better quality of life. Because when a truth is shared, it stops being a secret and becomes a movement. And now, you are part of the small percentage that can no longer say, "Nobody ever told me." The knowledge is now yours. You understand the potential benefits, the logical science behind it, and most importantly, the precautions you must take. The power has been placed back into your hands. The decision, as always, rests with you. Will you remain a skeptic, letting this information fade away, or will you give this simple, forgotten, yet powerful ally a chance? After, of course, having that important conversation with Dr. Henry, or your own doctor, will you explore how this one small change could ripple through your entire sense of well-being? Sometimes, the most profound transformations begin with the smallest, most unassuming actions. It's the little healthy habits, practiced with consistency and intention, that build a life of vitality, happiness, and longevity. The journey of 1,000 miles truly does begin with a single step, or in this case, perhaps with a single glass of water. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever heard of using bicarbonate this way? I would genuinely love to read your experiences and opinions in the comments below. Your story matters. And if you found value in our time together today, please subscribe and be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. where we'll explore a simple exercise that can dramatically improve your balance. Thank you for being here.